Ay, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
Welcome back to another live episode of the Pody. The Post. The Pody Post.
Yo, we got a nickname now.
The Pody Post, baby.
What's happening with it?
You have no idea what we had to do just to get to this point to start the show. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in. This is the Postpodiumpodcast, sponsored by Ree's Tea, the best tasting tea in town. We are the home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac.
This Key.
And we back with another live episode here. Listen.
What's happening with it?
I'm extremely thankful to be here with you guys. I almost didn't make it today.
What?
I really almost didn't make it today, right? So the tree that's in front of my house, gigantic branch just broke off of that bad boy during the storm, right? And where it landed was exactly where my car would have been in the driveway. Wow. Now, I got there. I wasn't supposed to be there for another 10, 15 minutes, right? Because I had to stop at the bank and then run home. Had I just come straight home like I had planned on.
Got your cookies and milk.
That would have been it for my car, man. It would have been total. That's it. You can't drive that bad boy. It ain't got axle gone, everything, right? So you know, I'm thankful to be here, but Pat the Bill 52, what's going on, my man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I did want to say before you go into the muck of stuff.
The what?
The muck of stuff.
The muck of stuff?
The muck of stuff.
Yeah, we had a whole tornado today. Can y'all believe that?
I was going to say, and that's what I was
going to
I just wanted to say.
Yes.
Thoughts out to the people on the west side, Prospect Avenue area.
They said it flipped some cars over, man.
Lost their cars, their roofs, livelihoods. I don't think any lives were lost, but even still, it was traumatic, and it's not something that Buffalo's used to. So if you were impacted or affected by it, my heart goes out to you.
Well, the news said this was the third one we had in the last, year or 2 years or something like that. There was another one that happened out in Elma. Not in Buffalo.
No.
The other one was in Elma. I don't know where the third one was.
This message went right down Prospect Avenue. Like, what's happening with it? What's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
I'm here, too. Nah.
Tommy, what's going on, man? So we got some really good stuff to talk about.
You know my stuff.
My
stuff is good out today.
Let's do it, man. Let's just start it off how we always start it off with the segment we like to call Stuff We Heard. What do we have today,
Mel,
fellas?
I'm worried now because he said we got good stuff today. I used to just have stuff.
Oh, man, listen.
Whether it's good or not,
Is it double stuff, like double stuff Oreos?
Got some Oreos.
It's better than that. It's better than that.
Okay.
I have figured out the Buffalo Bills offensive scheme. I've figured it out.
You've unlocked the quandary.
I've unlocked the quandary.
Guys that get paid to do that can't do that.
Well, one of their staff people gave it away.
Ooh, okay.
So
I am intrigued.
We're going to get to that. Very interesting stuff. But before we get to that, what do we have?
I have a topic that I've been really paying attention to and looking at, and I got like several points for it. How do you guys feel about the NFL Top 100? Do we care about it? Is it important? Because the reason why I like it, it's not like the Pro Bowl. It's not like where there's a committee of people who vote on it, right? It's not like the Hall of Fame where there's a committee who vote on it.
Yeah.
This is actual active players.
Right.
Not past players. Players that play in the league right now, they vote on the top 100.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Screw you, Roy. Yes, another
Hey, you wait a minute. Wait,
no,
Roy
is always coming at me for my cliffhangers. I've had enough. It stops here.
Because he's got to come at me and me only.
It stops here. That's enough. Yes, another cliffhanger.
Oh, boy.
All right, please continue.
Yo, so the top 100, did y'all see the list? How do you guys feel about the list, or do y'all know about the list?
I know about the list.
You know about the list?
I do know about the list.
How do you feel about it?
I haven't seen it this year, though.
You didn't see it this year?
No, I haven't seen
Number
it this
one was
year.
a humdinger, boy.
Let's see if you can figure it out. You know who number one is?
It was Tyreek Hill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a real humdinger.
Was that the first time?
Why is that a humdinger?
That's got to be like the first time in what, like several years that it wasn't a quarterback.
That's
true.
Reason
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Reason 2, he plays with Tua, so God bless.
Right.
Reason 3 is Tyreek Hill, and nobody likes Tyreek Hill. So I just figured, when they said Tyreek, I'm like, it's almost a shoo-in from Mahomes, like every year.
Right.
And that's just what I feel.
Right.
But no, to answer your question, well, I'm gonna let A do it. A, you go first. How you feel about the list?
How I feel?
Not even if you know who the list, was in what spot. How do you feel about the list in general, the concept?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, I think it's along the lines of what the All-Pro voting is, where it's your comrades, your teammates, and people around the league that are giving you those honors, as opposed to some fanboy off in West Bumpkinville, and you know what I mean. Like I think it means more when the guys that you play with acknowledge your skill and your ability and the level that you're at and put you on that list. So, what I would like to see, and I don't know if they do this, is I would like to see the Madden ratings kind of reflect from the 100 list. You know what I mean? And have those guys, like whoever's at the top, that's the 99 guy, and then just kind of go progressively down that way.
It's close.
Is it?
Because Tyreek Hill is the only wide receiver ranked 99 in Madden, in the new Madden.
Yeah.
He the only one. So, I mean, Justin Jefferson fought he got a little slighted. Like, come on, man.
Well, wait,
on,
what is he rated?
98.
No, see that? Okay.
But they said because he was hurt, he had a down year, but I'm like, come on.
No,
must
in
not
what
gritty hard
world?
enough. His
In
gritty
what
wasn't
world is
solid.
Tyreek Hill better than Justin Jefferson?
That's what I'm
This
saying.
one, obviously.
What?
You just said ranked
Okay.
by his comrades.
So I will say this. And this is coming from somebody who is like messed around with Madden settings, trying to get players to match what they really do in real life and all that kind of stuff. I used to do this back on the PlayStation 2, right? You know this. You used to watch me do it all the time.
Yep.
But
He didn't let nobody
usually,
play with him. That's why.
huh?
He didn't let anybody play with him. We had to sit and watch him do it. That's why. We didn't get to play. We didn't get a controller. or
No,
nothing.
that's not true. It's not true. Anyway, she's lying on my name like this. So usually with Madden, speed or any of the major attributes like speed, acceleration, agility, and then other attributes directly related to the position like catching and things like that are the things that really boost up that overall, right? And we know this. I mean, there's other things like pass blocking and stuff like that where you got to get that like way up just to even matter as a receiver. You know what I'm saying? But I think in this case, Tyreek Hill gets a lot of that boost because of his speed alone. Like, you know what I mean? And I get it. Like, his speed alone is such a threat to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, my hat. Oh man, listen.
Told you that joint was beefy, man. That joint beefy.
So Titan asked, he says, dude,
Titan,
where
what?
did you get this hat? I need
Wait,
it.
what is his name?
Titan.
Oh, I thought you said. I'm like, whoa.
What did you think?
I thought you said tighten the ass. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa!
That's what I thought you said. I'm like, what?
Why did your brain go there?
I was like, wait, what did you said he asked?
I think I beat.
No, you said he asked, right? Like Titan asked, right?
Bro.
That's what you said?
I see what
Bro.
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what is his name?
No, that's you tried. You tried to cover that. You tried to cover that up real nice.
I was like, why did Judy not? I'm like, my mom's like, why did Judy not catch
Titan
this?
asked.
Nah, see, you said it fast. You said slower now. You spread it out.
I heard what he said. What you said was
Exactly. Thank you. And
Nope.
you get another one.
You just want to eat tonight, man. Please. Anyway,
He got caught. That's all it is. No, seriously. Anyway, but I think that's the reason that Tyreek Hill gets that praise and that Madden overall rating and all that kind of. It's just the speed. It's his biggest advantage.
Yeah. Now, also they rank him based off the previous season. So he had the most rushing yards, most receiving yards with 1,800. So I could see them putting him above Justin Jefferson in these, but Madden, that's a whole different category. You know what I'm saying? Interesting thing is, how you guys feel about the Bills being on the top list in the 100s? What are your thoughts on that? And do you know how many Bills made the list?
I don't.
Ooh.
I think there was only one Bill on there.
Josh and Milano made it.
No.
No, I think it was
Milano
only.
didn't make it?
It was
Two
It's
Bills.
two. It was definitely Josh.
Yep. Josh is number 12.
And Milano didn't really play all like that.
So
So
it feels like he made it though. You sure he didn't make it?
Positive.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think made it?
Wait, what did he make? He made a list of something. What was he? He was like ranked 68 8th or something like that for something. I don't know what it was.
Who do y'all think is the second Bill on the list?
Deion Dawkins.
Correct.
No way.
You thought it was being
No way.
facetious.
Yeah.
No freaking way.
You thought it was being funny. I was being dead serious. No, I
Yeah.
wasn't even being funny.
Yeah.
Who the heck put him in there?
His comrades.
All the players.
No. Don't
is
say
ranked-
all the players.
Yo,
No, not all the players.
Yo, he is number 96.
96?
96. First time on the top 100.
I need to know these players' names that put him in here.
Now, my thing is this. Who do you think has the most players, team-wise, most players on the top 100? And do you think that does it measure how good a success your team is by how many players you got on there, or do it correlate to like how many Super Bowl wins? Like, is the correlation there, or you think it's simply just
Honestly,
Eagles?
that's why the list doesn't mean anything to me because it doesn't correlate at all. You know, I mean, you look at Tyreek Hill, he made it. I'm sure Tua's somewhere on there, right? Or no?
Mr. Tua?
I mean, either way it goes, the majority of the teams that rank high on this list are not Super Bowl winning teams. You know, you got obviously you got Mahomes, who's usually number one. You got, you know, Travis Kelce, but then who?
Right.
But they still win. And so when you tell me about these lists and people, and I think you mentioned it yesterday when I was at your house, and I knew where I was going to go with this, and I feel like, you know, Madden rankings and this list here, the Bills are always going to fall short of this list. They're always going to, because they don't have the recognition. They don't have that name that some teams like Jettas have, and partially due to McDermott, because that's not the kind of player he wants that's out there and popular.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that doesn't disclude you from being a competent team, being a contender because you're not on said list, voted by your comrades. I mean, you're an underdog, again.
Right.
And I'm okay with being an underdog because they're going to produce and they're going to probably go to the playoffs. They might hopefully get, you know, a little deeper than they've been getting, which would be at least the conference championships. Yeah. But I think that this doesn't preclude them from being in any contention when the bullets really start flying.
So Tua made he's at number 36.
Wait, what was the team that had the most?
San Francisco.
Oh, I
That makes
forgot about
sense.
them. That's right.
Makes
Yeah,
sense
I
because
said the Eagles.
Debo and McCaffrey
Bro.
and Purdy and
They had 9 players.
defensive,
players.
offensive. Yeah, I mean, it's littered with it. But until they win that bowl,
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you got 9 bona fide. Like, it's not even, you can't even argue with these dudes.
Yeah.
Like, these dudes are good at what
right,
they do.
right.
But they ain't got no rings.
And this is what changes basketball in between basketball and football. You get 9 of these people on the basketball team together.
Oh, yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. That
Yeah.
means they're coming off the bench.
right. You got the top 5 plus your bench is nice.
And they sit on the bench like, you need a blow? No,
Right.
okay. But in football, it takes all 22. You know, like
Yeah.
McDermott said, as corny as it is, do your 111. As corny as it is, if you don't do your 111, you're not excelling in your 111, you're not going anywhere. It don't matter who else on your team. It really just doesn't.
So when I first saw it, I'm like, dang, we only got 2. And those thoughts came in my mind. Like I like the list because it's from active players who actually played. So not the announcers or the analysts. It's the people who go through practice, who see these players in the division, who goes and hit them, and like they know, like, hey, this dude, he's a problem. Like, he's good. So I like the recognition, but I would like to see more Bills players on there. But then I got to ask myself, do I really? Like, do it really matter? Because we got San Francisco. They got the most players on there, but what do they got to show for it? I mean, yeah, they played in the Super Bowl.
I was about to say they got a Super Bowl appearance, man.
But they didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you got teams that not that good. They still got players in there. So, like, I don't know.
It's weird. It doesn't seem like this day and age. Okay, remember back in, I guess you could call it our golden era of football, like, you know, when we were like really coming up and watching football and stuff like that, and we had all these great quarterbacks in the league. You know, there was Brady and Manning and Eli and, you know, all these great quarterbacks. Eli and
Ben.
Eli
Kurt.
and Eli.
I don't really care. Whatever.
Anyway, it just seemed like back then, if you had a great quarterback, the rest of everything else just worked.
Yep.
You didn't have to have a loaded team like San Fran has had
Yep.
just to even compete with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl or some of these other teams. You know what I mean? Like the Eagles are loaded. The friggin' the Jets are loaded. The who else? I mean the Chiefs are now loaded. They got friggin' Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy as receivers.
The Lions had 7 players that made the list.
Right. Like that to me is insane how you have, fewer teams in the league that are just amazingly elite. I mean, I think if C.J. Stroud does not have a sophomore slump this year, that's another team that's loaded. Not to mention the Browns, who have Deshaun Watson, who should be better coming off of that injury. Not to mention the Chargers, who are now going to be a heavy run team with Greg Roman at offensive coordinator and Jim Harbaugh as their head coach, who loves to run the ball. Like, there's all these teams that have the tools and the weapons necessary to be elite, but back in the day, Eli Manning was running with Plaxico Burress and David Tyree and Mario Manningham winning Super Bowls. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
What we're doing?
Yeah. Huh?
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's where we're going with this?
Hey.
Okay. Checkmate.
Checkmate. Speaking of Eli, he's coming up for his first
Why are we still
eligible bid of Hall of Fame.
Oh, wait, is he first ballot?
You know who else is up?
So he's eligible.
You know who else is up?
The question is he gonna get it?
You know who else is up?
Who's up?
Marshawn Lynch. Let's talk about him instead.
Hey, where did you get that to throw? We stripped your whole. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I usually strip your whole set over there of anything you can throw before you get here.
So Keisha already answered this. So Keisha doesn't think that Eli should get the first ballot Hall of Fame.
Why not?
I don't like him.
No, I know.
I just said I don't like him.
What do we say every episode? All truth.
No, you say that. I don't say that. That's your tagline. That's your tagline.
The camera's never showed me agreeing with that at all. That's what he said.
You don't think has he done enough?
Eli?
Yep.
Oh, Roy agrees with you. He said I would not refer to Eli as great.
Roy, this is where I'm gonna go with this, Roy. And the answer to Mel's question is yes. Only because it seems like right now they're letting everybody in.
Okay, hold on. Who have they let in that makes you believe that?
Do I have to go down? I mean, I pulled up the Hall of Fame list.
No. I just mean, like, do you have like
a certain person? No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because you get in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. It's the Hall of Fame. That's supposed to be the best of the best.
It's actually the 1% of the NFL players.
Right.
The 1%. So, like, let's say you got, how many people, 1% of them is supposed to get in.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I real quick.
No, go ahead.
If Steve Tasker had made it, and no disrespect to Steve Tasker,
you better get bombed on.
That's fine. But let's really. I mean, if we're being objective,
let's be real. Yeah.
For real. Like, if they let Steve Tasker in there, can we really disagree with your point? You know what I mean? Because with regard to all the other players that are eligible that year. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I can't see a year where he would be better than the next person.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it even, like, listening to him talk about it now, it seems like he's kind of realized he's not getting in.
He's tired of hearing about it.
Yeah. Right.
We talked about that before.
Right.
He's tired of hearing about it.
Which, good. But at the same time, that's the thing that makes me believe, like, I don't know if I necessarily agree or disagree with your point. I think I can say definitively, like, well, Steve Tasker hasn't made it yet, so I don't know how much I can say to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of those things where there's just so many good players now.
Well, for me, it's like you said, the 1%, the best of the best. What is your resume?
Yep.
And we're not talking about Eli, because like I said, Eli, objectively, yes, fine. But when you're looking at who's in there with him,
right?
It's like, okay, when are we going to start taking people out? Because if you start taking people out, that's when it really comes down to nitty-gritty. Like, is he better than Dan Marino? Is he better than Jim Kelly? Is he better than – that's when you really – the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I mean, now you're just letting people in. There's people in there that's probably now in their Wall of Fame at their own stadiums. But, I think Patrick Willis just got in. And I'm like, okay, that's fine and all, but there's nobody else of greater note, of greater accomplishment that didn't get in yet.
Yeah.
Right. That's where I am with it and examining it. And I think – when it comes to something of that magnitude, you really have to step back and really evaluate who you're letting in. Because this is an elite class. This is an elite group. What do you call it? Like a Illuminati of football.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like, too, they prioritize the sexy positions. That's why I was applauding when they let my man Devin Hester in. Hands down, bro, he's the best kick returner I've ever seen play football. Hands down.
Yeah.
Like he has the resume to prove it. He has the most return touchdowns in NFL history. Nobody can even touch him. Like he even beat primetime. You know, Deion was electric.
Oh yeah, he's weak. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like that they're not just taking the sexy positions. Like, yo, kick return, put him in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Roy says Eli Manning 118 wins with 118 losses. First ballot Hall of Famer, my arse. 2 Super Bowls might get him in eventually. I'll say this, and you guys can tell me if you agree or disagree. I think Eli Manning has perhaps 3 of the greatest throws in NFL history, right? When you think about the David Tyree catch, who threw it? Eli Manning. When you think about that amazing double-covered catch that Mario Manningham made on the sideline against the Patriots, who threw that ball? Eli Manning. When you think about OBJ's rise to fame and his entire career that started with 1 catch, who threw that pass?
I'm gonna say,
Eli Manning.
I'm going to say, by that premise, you're going to be impressed. You're going to hate me. No, you won't, but you'll want to argue it. But if you're talking about the greatest throws in NFL history, he's right in our backyard. I've seen 17 make 3 better throws than those catches.
Yeah,
now that's different.
Oh, but throws.
But throws.
I mean, listen, we're talking about a guy who is so far and below Josh Allen as far as physical ability. But the man broke a whole sack, literally ripped his jersey out of the defender's hands and threw a Hail Mary pass right to David Tyree.
What you're not going to do is say that real slow to make it sound real dramatic.
It was dramatic. The whole play was dramatic.
You know why it's so dramatic, though? I mean, the catches were great, but the reason why where we sit in Buffalo makes it so great because of the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
We're magnified because it's like, yo, he stuck it to him. Somebody probably stuck it to him.
And the fact that we have never seen that. Like, in the clutches,
yes.
Always.
Nobody's ever Brady.
Right,
always
exactly.
ice cold Brady. Always.
Right, always.
Even going against them. Like, but I don't know, he must have drunk the same thing Brady drunk because he was like, bro, he was on it.
Right.
When them clutch, he was clutch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, look at Eli balling out, man.
That's the thing.
Like, I don't know. So, like, I don't know what he was playing for or what he was like. Whatever he was on, it was working because dude could not miss, man.
Yeah.
Like he was that dude.
I mean, I give him credit for that. I'll give him that credit for beating the Patriots and especially the undefeated season that wasn't.
Right. Everybody had him all year.
Patriots
all day.
It makes perfect sense. You're already there.
Right.
One more game.
Right.
It's a foregone against the Giants with Mario Manningham and David Tyree.
Make it so bad. So they was the undefeated Patriots. These dudes, they was a wild card team, bro. Mm-hmm. And they took out the best teams in the NFC. One by one. Like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Got them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a historical season for them.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I get it. I mean, I'm not gonna poo-poo on his name, but like my thing is, are you telling me out of everybody that's eligible, he's top 3 or 4?
Right.
You know, that's where I am. I mean, if you want to do Hall of Fame, shrink the class.
Yeah.
2 or 3 people a year. You know, that'll yeah.
Ooh.
I think I would take that. I don't disagree with that at all. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it would put in is really going to be the best of the best.
Absolutely. And that's where I'm going.
Like, you're good. I'm not taking nothing from you. You had a unbelievable career.
But you're not quite.
Were you the best?
Right.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
And the kick, too, and this is not me pounding on Eli or Tasker or even Andre Reed. Mm-hmm. How many times are you going to get to run up against it again? I mean, how many times did Reed get nominated before he got in?
Right. Well, how many years are you eligible for in total?
It's too many. That's my point. It's too many. Because Reed was like, what, 5 or 6 times he got on his last try.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, after 1 or 2, sorry.
I feel like this. There's some players you already know, as soon as they're eligible, they're in. It's not even discussion.
It's not a discussion.
Tom Brady, not even a discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think maybe it should be like that. Like, if you have to debate of why he's in there,
you just don't get it.
Then he's not in there.
That's it.
Wow.
Why are we debating this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Have you watched football? There's no debate.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like you have to let a certain, what is it? You have to let, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's like you got to let the amount of people in every year.
So what is it, like 12, 10?
7?
So so you got to put 7 in.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they put 7 or 8.
And
so that's got to shrink too.
And I don't know if they care about if they got a limit on position. Like, does it say on the quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to go by position because then you'd have to go 11 every year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, or 22 every year if you go on defense too. You know what I'm saying? But
it's just some of those names that you hear. Like you hear that name, you're like, yep.
Right.
Like Jeff Saturday, yep.
Yeah.
You know, greatest. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
He's in. But
I think I would say, out of that class, the top 3 names definitively that, like you said, when you hear him, it's like, yep, he's going, okay, those are the guys that you don't even talk about, right? And then maybe you have like 2, shoe-in type of picks, you know what I mean? So you do 5 total. You have 3 guys that definitively you're not even taking debates on.
Right.
And then you have 2 guys that are, let's talk about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Convince me, and we can get those guys.
Just don't get me wrong. Now I will say this: there are certain positions and certain players where you seriously like, oh, he was good, but like, hold on, let's look at basically compared to everybody else how good he really was, because sometimes a lot of that stuff is not. You don't. It's kind of taken for granted because they shine another player, or you know what I'm saying. Like for me, I'm being biased. For me, offensive lineman. Like that's not not my position. Right. But if you sit there telling me, yo, this dude was a beast, like you got to tell me why.
Right.
And like you could definitively say, hey, listen, compared to everybody at his position, he was the top performer. Then
that's hard to quantify.
Yeah,
my cousin's in the Hall of Fame, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, everybody knows the name. I say Jonathan Ogden, everybody knows the name, but what is the stats? Just Pro Bowls. You know, right. I mean, I guess you could say how many times a quarterback got sacked when it was through him, I guess. But other than that, it's like he's the greatest left tackle of all time. But why?
Right.
I don't know why.
Right. Exactly. What made him so good?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Good points. All right, what do we got next?
Go ahead, Mel. You got something?
I'm excited.
So I've been seeing a lot of comments and a lot of like people calling in. So and I'm assuming these are people who are not like at the camps and they just like looking at paper and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people who are worried about the defense and not the offense.
I don't know why,
which is weird.
I don't know
like
why.
This one caller called in and she was like, "Can you tell me anybody on the defense who I should feel confident in?"
Pretty much all of them.
To me, right? If I was to ask that question, honestly, I will feel confident in every position other than safety.
Yep. Exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm confident in the linebackers. That's my most locked position is linebackers.
Yeah.
We are good linebackers.
Yeah. The middle, linebackers
right?
and D tackles, we're good.
Yeah. I'm not even worried about safeties.
You're not worried about safety?
I'm only worried about safety because I don't know who the other one is.
Yeah, well, okay, so my
I gotta hear this.
Right.
Because I know only reason why because I know A loves the safeties and the
yes,
and the
I do.
defensive backs.
It's the position I play, so I do love it. But knowing what and I think I said something like this on the last episode too. But I don't think Sean needs his safeties to be playmakers the way that ours were. I think we just kind of benefited from the fact that they had that ability. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
But typically in McDermott's schemes, it's always been the corners that kind of pop. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you saw guys like Captain Munnerlyn be, who really wasn't that great, but as a nickel corner in Sean's defense, he was damn good. You know what I'm saying, or valuable to say the least. But guys like Josh Norman who couldn't do anything anywhere else, and James Bradbury who had a decent career after he left. But once he got to the Eagles, he had one good year left in him, and they tossed him to the side. Guys like Daryl Worley, who didn't do anything anywhere else.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like those guys made their name in Carolina under Sean. Soon as they left Sean, they were nobody, right? Same thing with Levi Wallace. Soon as he went somewhere else, what have we heard about the dude? Not a thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about what the secondary in general does in his schemes, it's never been the safeties being playmakers. It's always been the corners. And we have great corners that can be that and more. Yeah. So the guys that we have, I much more prefer to have the Taylor Rapps and the Bishops and the Edwards that both A, take better angles against the run, and B, are not afraid to stick their nose in there and tackle a guy. They're not afraid to take on a block. You know what I'm saying? Poyer was that, but Hyde was not. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things, like, thinking back on it now, I don't think Sean really anticipated Hyde not being not being as aggressive against the run as he is used to seeing from his safeties. You know what I'm saying? And my theory is that's part of the reason why we saw the defense play so much single high. I think obviously part of it is who we're playing against.
Right.
But the cover 2 shell and the single high to keep Hyde away from the run. You know what I mean? Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll give you an example I just thought about when I was in the car yesterday. The Titans game where Henry just ran all over us. Both of those runs were to the left side of our of their offense and the right side of our defense. That's Micah Hyde's side, right? And that run that really killed us, where he ran straight up the middle and just took off on us.
Yep.
It was Micah Hyde that took a bad angle because he was trying to go around the block instead of taking on the block and pushing the block into the lane that Henry was going into. So that to me showed, like, these dudes don't want to take on blocks. They want to skirt and skate around and move and get out of the way and try to make the tackle, and if you're able to do that, there's nothing wrong with it. But as a philosophy of a player, I don't want that in my safety. Ball hawk or not, I want you to, like, again, I came up watching Brian Dawkins and Sean Taylor and all, like Ed Reed. Ed Reed has still put that wood on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't playing. Troy Polamalu will lay you out. Yep. Yo, sit in the seat over there and mind your business. Okay, laying the wood is an old term.
That's what you said. You said put that wood on you.
Right. I didn't say put my wood on you. That's different.
You just put ambiguous wood on something. I don't know what wood we're talking about. Yeah. I'm scared.
Yeah. But yeah. So when I see what we have now, like, don't get me wrong, it took me a minute to kind of filter out everything else to reach this point of, okay, I can breathe, because now that I think about it, this is, Sean is still okay defensively with these types of safeties. Yeah, he always has been. Yeah. So I think that's why I don't worry about it.
So you just made me feel better, because you made a good point. Let's just say worst case scenario, the injuries they don't get better by the season starts. We got Rapp and Hamlin looking at the starters. Both of them can hit.
Yes.
Both of them are not scared to tackle.
Exactly.
I was going to ask that question to you guys, because I didn't go Friday. Obviously, you guys know that. But Joe Marino actually said that at this point, this is DeMar Hamlin's job to lose.
Probably. Wow. I don't doubt it. I really don't.
Wow. Yeah. Because I think Hamlin, he's rangy enough to learn how to play that cover position, but his natural home is going into the sticks. And watching him when we went, I watched him. Yep. He still, even though what went down with the good contact and on the field, he still don't care. Right. And I like that about him. Yeah. People, they don't give him no credit. I don't want to see DeMar Hamlin start. Watch out. Watch out. Right. He's a quality player, and people knew that he was being groomed to be the starter before all that stuff.
He was a 4th round pick, wasn't he?
Somewhat lower. He was a 3rd day pick. I'm not sure if it was 4th or not.
The only thing I'm worried about, which everybody's probably worried about, which I can relate to the fans, is getting beat deep.
See, that's
my
thing.
Can they get like, is Tyreek Hill going to be able to get behind him and just kill us? Is the top wide receivers going to be able to kill us? Like, I'm around saying, like, are they going to be able to get back there and kill us? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm not worried about the safeties per se. Mm-hmm. I'm worried about who the safeties are, because all the injuries and this, that, and third. Now they bring in Kareem Jackson, they bring in Burgess, and I'm like, you got 8. Like I said, we had 18 players in defensive backs, before that happened. 18 people. So now you tell me you don't have any faith in the guys you already got. You go ahead and get some more dudes. Like, yo, why? Cut them off. Because what you're going to do now is you're going to cut them off. Because we talked about it when we were in our remote show. I said, why are you putting so much emphasis on who you can stash on your practice squad? If you don't like him in the preseason, in the training camp, enough to make him your starter when Bishop and Wood and Edwards and them go down, you don't like him enough to be on your team. And if they can't be your 53, then guess what? They shouldn't be on your practice squad.
Yeah. Stop beating around the bush.
They beating around the bush.
Stop playing.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying as far as the amount of guys that they're trying to throw at the position. But I think to some degree they have to figure out, because the hard part for them is going to be, they know they're going to have injuries. Rasul Douglas has had injuries. Elam has had injuries. Benford has had a bunch of injuries since being in the league. So, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, we know we're going to have a second line behind.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, like, when they got Kareem Jackson, who they cut? Wasn't it a linebacker they cut?
Wasn't the punter we talking about, Browning?
Was it the punter?
Yeah,
was Browning for Burgess, or was he for? Because I know we cut.
Oh, I don't know.
Cut
Was
that
it Burgess
Shane
or
Simon or whatever his name was.
I don't remember if it was Burgess or
No.
Jackson, but it was one of those safeties.
Burgess got signed when Bishop got hurt, and Browning got released when Jackson got signed.
So who they released to get Burgess on the field, on the team?
They didn't. They Bishop is hurt, so they kind of put him on what would it be, PUP list or something like that.
I did hear that they got a new rule where you could put two people like on the team, but put them on, I don't know if it's IR or PUP, and then
PUP.
You still get 2 extra slots. So
like a reserve injured list.
Because last year
like
you only had one, but this year you can do it 2 people. So for example, remember why they kept cutting the GOAT Reed Ferguson?
Goat Ferguson?
because they had the one. Now they got the 2. I don't think they need to cut we're gonna cut you tomorrow and then sign you the next day.
I'm okay with you calling him GOAT, because before this GOAT thing became a thing, GOAT meant you sucked.
Did it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a GOAT. That means you're trash.
Because they eat trash.
Yeah.
What?
Before Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, GOAT meant, he's a GOAT. He's trash.
GOATs will eat anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Garbage,
If somebody calls you a
anything.
GOAT, it wasn't a good thing.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I kid you not. One of my favorite lines, and I've probably seen this movie a million times, from the 4-Year-Old Virgin, where the dude at the store tells his boy to goat a goat. Like, that with the accent is like all time my favorite line of a movie. It's just goat a goat. You know, like yo, that's the funniest line ever.
I need to watch that. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been forever.
So can I deviate from because I want to park on the scrimmage a bit. Can I deviate? Because you know what I started when I was at your house last night, and you know what I started when I was at Mel's house last night.
It was so much. So enlighten me,
fam. Remember you asked me, do you have an auction draft yet?
Oh, how did that go? How long did it take you?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
How long?
That's where I'm
did it
going.
take?
Before I tell you this, now I have a whole write-up. Hold on.
Wait. Before you say that, I just want everybody to remember, Keyshawn played 12 hours of Madden with us before. So he was already traumatized about being in a football situation for way longer than he expected to be.
And the funny
now,
thing
please
is,
continue.
funny thing is, I him and hard about this league the whole time. I didn't know it was auction until I got into the draft. I was like, wait, why are there dollar figures? Uh-oh. So, just for you guys at home that complain about the defensive positions, let me shed some light on this for you. Hopefully, you guys who are followers of us, you know that we joined Do Champions Network, and I'm hoping that we can get some of those guys over there to join our league as well.
Yeah, I'll send y'all the link.
Yeah,
I'll put the link in the chat.
With us, network with you, and network with the fans that they're bringing to the table as well. But you know what? Furthermore, let me tell you how many positions we're in this thing. Starting, you have to start 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver, running back, tight end, quarterback, flex. 1 wide receiver, running back, tight end, flex.
What?
1 wide receiver, running back, flex.
What?
1 defense, 1 defensive player, 1 defensive end, 1 defensive tackle, 1 cornerback, 2 linebackers, and 1 kicker.
Dang. And 1 safety.
And 1 safety. I'm sorry.
Is that 17?
I don't even know. Fam, this draft, I started at 8 o'clock at your house.
Uh-huh.
It went until 12:45. No, it went till 1:20 in the morning.
Wait, what time did you leave his house?
No, I was doing it at his house. It started at 8 o'clock. I started at his house.
Wow.
We drove down to the corner store. I got beer. While I'm drafting, I show my ID. While I'm drafting, Ken's getting Takis. While I'm drafting, we drive to the house. I'm like, cool, we almost done. I get ready to get in the shower because we played a flag football game. I'm like, cool. I looked at how many draft picks were left. There's 460 picks in this draft. It's a 16-team league with all these players, 30 players per team. Auction. So anybody who wants to tell me our draft is too long,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Nope. Nope.
I don't want to hear it. This is like the actual NFL draft.
I'm surprised it wasn't 3 days long.
I'm like, oh God. And I still have $35 left.
Yo, you ain't spent all your money?
I didn't spend all my money.
You already know. You should have known he wasn't spending all his money. He probably the only dude that didn't do it either.
So, yo, I was telling him because I'm on my third year on my auction draft that I did. The first year I didn't know what I was doing, so I kind of messed up. But I'm like, I'll learn from it. So I told Key, I said, listen, they give you players to nominate. I said, never nominate a player that you want. What you want to do is you want to pick players you don't want so they can use all their money. So the times the players comes up, now you got all your dollar bills and the player to get the player that you want to get.
You know what I figured out
now,
last
does
night?
it always work? I'm sorry.
Okay,
Does it always work that way where you have to nominate it? Because I just got into an auction.
Yep. So basically, you know how like in a regular draft, it's like, all right, you pick first and then you pick blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Everybody has to nominate a player.
Every round?
Every
Every
round.
round.
Wow.
Yep. So
It
whoever
goes round robin. Everybody nominates.
So it doesn't really matter like, oh, let's say you got the first pick. So you just nominate the first player. So if you do it, nominate a player you don't want.
Man, my kid's going to be mad at me that day.
But the worst part about it, as this is another hack I found. If you got a lot of people auto drafting, you can screw them.
Ooh.
Because
man.
I nominated. I think somebody auto drafted a quarterback. Like it was Sam Darnold or something like that. In like round 24. Sam Darnold, you know, if everybody else is out of their money like everybody else was, he goes for like $2. But for me, I still had like $100 left. So I'm just like juicing it up. I made him pay $27 for Sam Darnold. When I knew I wasn't getting this dude. I didn't want him.
But you knew that you
But I knew it was going to keep jumping every time I did it.
Because the auto draft, they got it. They're looking at positions.
Yeah.
Well, you got to fill this slot.
Yeah. After a while, just like if they nominate them, after a while, they're going to get that person. So they just keep jumping. Like if you put $30 in, they're going 31, 32, 33.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
And I'm like, hey, I got you now, sucker. But yeah, so I mean, our league is free. And the caveat, did you tell them? The caveat is,
oh yeah, y'all gonna love this.
Which I'm planning on winning.
if
Because
you,
I'm changing.
you better pray.
changing it.
You better pray. Because you know what I'm doing if I win?
What?
I'm adding a punter next year.
Yo, I'm with that.
We gonna put a punter in this.
As
sucker.
long as it ain't no defensive players, you don't care.
No, we gonna add everything and a punter.
So the caveat that Keyshawn was ready to mention was with our league, the Postpodium Podcast League, if you win the championship in our league, you win control of the league for the following season. Yes.
Whatever your rules
This
are.
is the most amazing rule I've ever heard of, and I think you came up with it, didn't you?
You did, and I loved it immediately.
Yeah, and then you came with the amazing tagline of "We don't play for money, we play for control." That's strong.
man.
That's strong.
Yo, I should get that. We should get that on a T-shirt, man.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Right. I mean,
don't
because
play for
I really want to see this thing grow. Like, I really want to see us have a ball because we got fans. They interact with us on this thing here, and people, I don't know what I'm doing. It don't matter. It's just another way for us to talk with you, interact with you. Another way is to have fun with y'all.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you. I mean, honestly, depending on how my league goes, I might be good, I might not. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's free. I'm not losing nothing.
Right.
Laura just got in. What's going on, Laura? She said, "Oh shoot!"
Right?
Yeah, she did. I posted it in the chat of the league, so I think she might have seen it beforehand. But yeah, Laura's in. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Join up.
Yeah.
We got, how many slots we got?
Listen, the link is in the description of this video. So all you got to do is go there, click that link. It's the invite link that'll take you right to our league. We got 16 total
16
teams,
total
but I
teams
think
available.
there's
16 total teams we're taking.
Yep,
Total.
16 total teams, but I think there's 8 spots left.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Man,
And I'm-
16 teams.
I know.
That's what this hell league is. 16 teams, 4
Yeah.
divisions.
But I don't think I have I might have like 20 like 24 or 25 spots, not 30.
I'm gonna say it's not bad if it's not an auction.
Oh, okay.
If
Okay,
it's not an auction, it'll go fast.
Okay.
Especially because you get 2 minutes to draft. So
Yeah.
like,
Well, you don't even get that because on an auction you get 10 seconds, but like as soon as somebody puts another dollar,
Right.
it starts over again.
bidding war.
Wow.
So and everybody waits till it gets down to 1 second. So you be like 3 minutes on one person if you want. Like yo,
Yep.
let them have it.
Yep.
Let them have it.
And then, man, like my auction draft, on top of it, it's a guillotine. So it's 18 players because it goes from every week. all the way to the last. So, like, basically, whoever has the lowest amount of points, they get chopped, and all their players become available. And then the next week, boom, boom, boom. So, like, really, you don't need to get the best players from jump. You just need to not get
right. You just need to not lose, and then a bunch of good players are going.
Just don't come in last.
I want to do one of those leagues. I couldn't find any.
So I'm addicted to when I'm in my third year. The first year I didn't do too good. The second year, bro, Key, hey, I want to cry, bro. Dude, I was number 2. Like, I was winning the most points, winning the most games. When I drafted, I'm like, crap. I got a lot of people on the same. Remember last year they had a lot of teams on the same bye week?
Yeah.
It was like 6 teams on a bye week.
Yeah, guillotine. That's
and I had a lot of those players. I'm like, I'll be all right. Bro, that week came where I had to sit all my players. I had to sit Josh. I had to sit all my stars. I lost by 1
remember that.
point. Wow. Had I not lost at 1 point the next week, I would have made the finals.
I remember that.
Talk about hurt. all the work. Like, I started from 18 and I made it all the way to the top 6, and I could have won. Oh, I was hurt. I was hurt, man.
Yeah, honestly, I think last night they didn't know what they were doing too, because my team is stacked. I had Brian Burns, Micah Parsons, Sauce Gardner.
What?
Yeah, I got Ivan Pace again.
Ivan Pace. Yeah, you might want. Listen, I hate to say it, you might want to trade Sauce.
I'm not worried about Sauce. They're not going to throw it to him.
But that means nobody's going to throw at him. Yeah.
But then the other guy they have on the other side, he's ranked high too. So
is he?
DJ Reed, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
DJ Reed's top 5.
So they got to throw to one of them. And I'm not worried about it, because there's other guys
you
like
got to
that.
throw to one of them.
Yeah.
Right. That's a great point, bro.
You got to hit him.
You got to throw to somebody.
But you know what you do? You go back in the player pool and you find their nickel corner.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna have to get thrown at, but he's also pretty good too.
Right.
He's not as great as the other two, but he's pretty good too.
Right.
Got a few comments here. Tobonius Lex.
Let's go.
He said, "Not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm doing, guy, too, but y'all are convincing me to try it.
Man, get in it.
Man, do
get
it.
in on this.
Do it. That's what Laura said.
Some of this.
That's
what Laura said.
active
On Twitter. I see you active in here.
Man, listen,
get in on
the
this.
link is in there. Even if it's your first year, like we are the type of dudes where, like, this isn't the league where you get in and you can't ask no questions. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hit us up on social media, or you can hit us up whatever and ask whatever questions you need to know in order to understand it a little bit better. Like, we trying to help people get better the same way we are.
It's a fellowship thing. It
right.
really is.
We just here to have fun. That's why it's a free league. You know, we ain't trying to take nobody's money or nothing. We just want to have fun. So
we are not trying to get the money. However, trade with your man Melly Mac. I will not steer you wrong. I'm telling you, I am the trade guru, the trade master.
Don't do it.
We need to preface this by saying he is a wealth of knowledge in the fantasy world. But do not trade.
Right. He wants control of this league next year. He wants to eradicate all defensive players. Do not listen to this man. I mean, you got people, you got Locked On who has these subscriber based text message things, and all. I'm not into that. I'm in there having fun, man. I got 2 jobs.
Right.
The money thing, I'm trying to have some fun.
Right.
I want to relax. I want to release. I want to get away from the reality of everything. So you know what? Like you said, it's a free league, but it's for all the control.
That's it. Silas said, "I'm way too emotionally invested in the Bills for fantasy."
Come on, Silas.
You're not, bro.
No, because you have a whole all Bills team.
Yeah. Listen, if that's what you want to do it. I've seen people do that, but the thing is this: if that's what allows you to play and still be invested in your team, and do that. Again, it's for the fun or for the love of just the camaraderie and playing a game that's fun. I mean, for me, I used to struggle watching any other football other than the Bills.
I was going to say that.
That's right.
Bro, once you do it.
Right. Once you start fantasy, every other game becomes amazing to watch.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that was what really won me over. It's like, man, I want to see that game. Now I want to watch that game. I got 2 players in that game. And that's what lit the whole NFL up for me.
Yeah, it gets me watching NFL football because I won't watch it otherwise. So I'm like paying attention now. I'm locked in. So it's a good resource. Hey, is giggling. What's that?
Yo, Laura said, "Nah, Mac, trying to win. I ain't trading with him."
Laura, I'm telling you, listen. What you gonna find out is when people come for trades, they try to take advantage. Me, I'm gonna give you something that you need, and something I need. It's
Something
gonna
he
benefit
says
both
you
of
need.
us. I'm telling you, it's going to benefit both of us.
There's a level of expertise you reach.
You really
when
need
you
another
can look
kicker.
at other people's team and say, Nah, you don't need Najee Harris, bro.
You
What you need to do,
You need David
You
Akers.
need this guy.
You need Tyler Bass right now. You don't have to worry about Najee
it
Harris.
just so happens that I have Tyler Bass, by the way. if you're
Did you
looking.
really?
Huh?
Did you get him?
No,
Oh, I
no,
was about to
there's
say.
no way. No, I drafted Evan McPherson on
Okay,
this
I'm about to
last
say
draft.
because this year is the year where that's not going to happen. I'll get him like every year.
Yo,
No.
listen. So in one of my leagues, people was laughing at me. I had Jonathan Taylor. No, I had Derrick Henry, and I wanted Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor was a rookie. Mm-hmm. Watching Jonathan Taylor, I'm like, yo, he gonna tear it up.
Yep.
However, Derrick Henry was still the king, so I'm like, yo, and it was a 2-keeper league. So I'm like, yo, I trade you Derrick Henry for Jonathan Taylor. He was like,
you crazy as hell.
he was like, what?
Like, what you know? Give it to me.
He did it.
At first, he was like, why would you do that?
Right. I can't let you do this in good spirits.
I'm like, bro, it's King Henry. He's the king.
Laura, you hear this? Just listen now.
And he had a rookie, so rookies are unproven. You don't know what they're going to do.
Laura, listen now.
So what he did was he thought about it. He was like, all right, boom. Everybody in the league, oh, you dumb. Why would you do that? That's crazy. Now, the fruit of my labor didn't pan out. The first year, I still did decent. But that second year,
Oh yeah. You was sitting pretty, no doubt.
man, who would have known that Jonathan Taylor led the league in rushing? Man, I didn't know that. Oh, Mac did.
right there you
You know what's
go.
funny about that? I had them both.
You had a both of them?
I had them both. I drafted both of them.
The year that
drafted-
JT blew up.
Yeah, I drafted both of them.
Wow.
They won my league.
Oh, yeah, bro.
They won them.
Single-handedly. You had to do nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was even better. The year that RG3 got drafted, I had him in luck.
Wow.
How?
Yeah,
Who
like,
you drafted
what,
with?
right, what leagues you be getting in, bro?
I took him too early last week because they said you took him too early. You don't take quarterbacks that early. I didn't know because it was like my first or second year doing it.
You know what he does
What?
when he's choosing his league? He gonna see like, is that a bronze league? Is it a gold league? Oh, it's a bronze league. Yeah, I'm going with that.
Yeah, what's
one.
ironic about that
He's
is
staying away from no platinum and silver
what's
leagues.
ironic
Like,
about that is I just found out about these levels like last year.
Oh,
I didn't even know this thing was.
So you ain't know.
I didn't know there was a bronze. No. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I literally I took RG3 Luck my first pick and I took Luck the second pick and they were like, you take running back first and this is like, this is what 8,
Right.
9 years ago or
Yeah.
no 11 years ago, and I'm like, why would you do that? Quarterback's the most important person on the field. They're like, because the running back he's gonna get. I'm like,
points, yeah.
nah, whatever. So
Yeah.
I got RG3 that year. He was the
Yo,
top dog.
RG3 had a prolific season.
Yeah, he was like the
He
best quarterback that
single-handedly
year.
put his team in the playoffs.
Yep.
man, threw for
Single-handedly.
4,000 yards.
And he ran for he had to run for like 1,000.
Yeah,
he
I
had
think,
I'm
to.
like-
I think he did.
I'm like,
Or close to it, yeah. Of course. Christina said, Mac isn't lying. Monopoly games is the proof, LOL. Laura put the ear emoji. I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Hold on, Monopoly is a whole different animal.
That's
man.
true. That's very true.
Whole
That's
different
very
animal.
true. I did want to say this though, like Christina, you got to stop vouching for him because that makes it look worse. That's like if I go to trade in the car at the dealership and here come Caitlin up like it's a really good car. Like baby, don't help me. Don't help me. That makes me look worse. It makes me look worse. Don't do it. So, but yeah. Yeah, so Christina also said you may not like it at first, but he sets you up to win. He's fair.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I am fair.
Yeah,
And that's what I hate. What some of the other leagues like do. They be trying to swindle you. And some people, I get credit because they admit it. It's like, yeah, if I'm trading, I'm gonna get the advantage. I'm like, but why would I trade with you?
Right.
There's no advantage for me.
Right.
He was like, well, I'm hoping that you're not smart and then you'll just take it. I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
You know what's
when you're
funny
trading
about that?
something,
I
it's gotta
don't
be
trade.
fair.
yo, for somebody to
trade?
tell you that up front though, like,
That's why I respect it. I'm like, yo, this is a crazy trade. Oh yeah, I know.
like, you know what?
I know. I just want to see if you're gonna take it.
I asked what you
No,
want.
I'm not gonna take it.
I asked with you. You're right. I like that. Okay. You
But
screw
I'm
me,
not
but I
gonna
need
lie.
to know.
Oh my
I'm not gonna
God.
lie. Every time we do a league, there's always a couple people that's like brand new. They don't really know. So that works for them. They don't know. Oh,
That's true.
yeah, he's good. Yeah, but did you see the teams he's playing in the next couple of weeks? They don't look at that stuff like that. So they're like, oh, I'll take it. And then you like,
right. That's how you get over. That's how you get over. All right, what you got?
So did you hear James Cook's interview or his press conference?
I heard a
Oh.
little bit of it.
I didn't hear it.
James Cook on Ray Davis.
He
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's a real good kid. You can see the talent. Later for all that. How you gonna call him a kid? That's like me calling Aramis a kid. They're the same age.
Are they really?
They're literally like 6 weeks apart. He calls him a kid. I'm like, wait, I went to Wikipedia. I said, that can't be right. Let me see.
The man got 2 years in the league. Now all of a sudden he's sunning
He's a
everybody.
good kid.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be
Yeah,
good. He's
the
gonna be
rook,
good, like,
the young guy over there, he's a rook. You know, he's a little young, but yeah, he's
right.
good though. He's
like
good.
James.
That's
you
how they
came
do
out
it
as
at one of
a
those
senior. He's like a super senior. What are you talking about?
Super senior.
He went to 3 schools. You went to 1. You were ahead of the curve. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But I couldn't hear nothing else. I said, kid, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I just let it run. I let it play while I was doing my research. I said, okay, he was born in, okay. How was he a kid?
Jimbo said I got that veteran status now.
He said they add the bow to my name, and that's it. Also, our boy Alec Anderson. I think he likes to fight.
Yo,
Because you heard about today.
Wait,
was
who?
it today?
Who likes to fight?
Alec Anderson.
number 70.
Number 70, the one we were talking about.
Bro, you just got back. Like you
He fought.
like,
Hey,
how
he
you
was-
trying to fight somebody and you
He
just
fought
passed
again.
out?
He want all the smoke.
He won all the smoke. Well, this time it was Deshaun Williams.
Ooh.
Because Deshaun Williams hit Isabella and took him out of practice. They are hoping it's not something serious with his knee.
Yo, he took him out of practice?
Deshaun Williams hit Isabella in practice, yeah. Hit
And
him
Alec
in the
Anderson,
leg.
he wasn't having it?
And Alec Anderson would not have it.
Yo, I like that.
Well, you'll like also that Josh Allen was yelling at the defensive sideline. I don't know why he's yelling at them. I mean, I would have liked people throwing the ball to his chest and be like, yo.
Josh Allen was yelling?
No, he does that from time. Remember he tried to fight Jordan Phillips when Jordan Phillips hit him in the.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So he will sometimes say stuff. So I'll give him that. But you know, Alec Anderson now has usurped Van Pran Granger for the number 2 center spot.
Really?
Who has?
Huh?
Who has?
Alec Anderson.
Why?
He's getting 2 reps now. Now this is the kick. I don't understand. I was talking to I forget what podcast I was talking up on X with one of the podcasts and I'm looking at the dynamic. Van Pran Granger, they're putting that guard, but at the same time they're putting Alec Anderson at center. Alec Anderson was a guard. Van Pran Granger was a center. So let's just change him up.
You gonna piss A off?
Let's just do this here. Piss him off. I've had a chance to reflect on this already. I want him to feel. I want him to receive everything I felt. I want him to receive everything I felt.
Van Pran was a center.
Now this
correct?
is the kick. This is even better. This is even better. Alec Anderson is also the heavy tight end. They got him working out as a heavy tight end. So we don't want to go out and get a tight end that actually can block.
Like Davidson is on the roster. I just learned about him.
Yo.
Oh, Zach Davis is nice.
Yeah.
he nice.
He was killing it at the game.
Right.
Yeah, he
Number
nice.
84. I'm like, yo.
Zach Davis is nice.
Now, I don't know if I want him over Quentin Morris, but I don't know, man.
He's a much better blocker than Quentin Morris is, though. Like, if I had to have a guy as a third tight end, that's the guy I want. Because that's the guy you put in goal line situations as your third tight end, or even in short run situations where he not only can he block, but he can still catch on top of that.
his red zone, he's a huge red zone threat.
Right.
Yeah, that's the guy if you really need to stash somebody, he's not going to be on the practice squad.
They gonna take him?
Yeah.
Dude,
Because you got to think about it.
Bro.
You got to think about it. Every other team is looking at every other team's press releases. They got guys looking, oh, he's blowing up. Let's take a look and see.
Right.
Oh, he's on the practice squad. Get him.
Yo, and he's 6'7".
He's 6'7" or 6'6".
I think he's, well,
It doesn't matter.
to you, he might be 6'6", but they're
it
listening
doesn't matter.
Right.
That was my bad. Semantics. My bad.
With his
I didn't
cleats
even
on,
mean
he's
it.
probably 6'7".
You sure? Because if he's 6'6", no.
Yo, wait. Speaking of that, with the cleats on, like, y'all realize, like, the offensive coordinator is walking around barefoot now. Joe Brady is walking around barefoot now, bro.
Wow, Matt Collins got to him?
Barefoot.
Yo, sooner or later,
All 10 toes,
Yo.
slapping concrete all around the facility.
the whole team gonna be barefoot. We're gonna have a
my
barefoot
bad.
practice. Barefoot practice.
You got some Dr. Scholl's in there?
No, I got this. This barefoot mess got to stop.
Key, you gotta embrace it, man.
Yeah,
I ain't
man.
embracing that. Quick story. I know we're running up against it. We got to get to the subject at hand, but
Yeah.
so the weekend. And I was trying to think about how I'm going to go about doing this here because this is. Well, no, because I was at the thing and A's like, how the feet look, and I sent him a picture of my shoe because I'm at Splash Lagoon. Mind you, we were there from I would say 12:30 until they closed at 9.
Dang.
I sat and listen to music. I did my finances. I looked at my stocks. I went ahead and rebalanced stuff. I read 3 chapters in my real estate book. I was productive while they were down frolicking in the water. It is hot as ish in there.
He was getting it in.
If you ain't in the water, it's mad hot.
I was not getting do. I don't do water. That's the one thing I don't do.
No?
All right, we had the game yesterday. I will play basketball, football. I can't play baseball, but I will try baseball. I will play lacrosse. I am not getting in water.
You won't even just put your feet in?
Feet? No.
Wait, you know they make swimming shoes, right? So you can cover your feet.
Ken had them on. And then when he came back upstairs and he had them on, I was like, where's the shoes at? Oh, God. Where's the shoes? Why you walking around barefoot?
You wasn't trying to see his feet?
Yo, I was like, put the sandals on. Put the shoes on. His best friend's dad had on the sandals at the breakfast. I'm like, yo, we ain't even there yet. Put some socks on.
Wow. Laura said Mac Hollins is doing a home maintenance challenge and posting a tip every day in August. She said, I'm sorry, but it's pretty amazing. I think he won me over. Barefoot.
Wow.
You walking around barefoot, Laura? Are you walking around barefoot? And more so, are you doing it because he's told you to?
Do you walk around barefoot at home?
Hell no.
Even at home?
Hell no.
Socks.
Dang,
Yep. I already
he don't release the toes for nobody.
I'm not.
Wait, you sleep in socks?
Absolutely.
Yo, why? In the summertime?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yo,
Like
What
a
is your
baby.
AC on, bro? It's got to be
70?
like 70?
70?
I would have thought it would be like 65.
Well,
So you sleeping in socks.
The apartment
really
gets
man.
cold though. That's not why I wear the socks, but the apartment does get cold. So 70 is lower than where most places.
Key,
Wow.
you the dude, man.
I am
Why you
not.
say it
Yo,
like that?
my man, he never uncovers the feet.
I
At
mean-
home while he's sleeping, that's
Key is always stuck to his guns. Like whatever he firmly believes in, you are not shaking him off of that. There is no convincing. There is not even a conversation on it. Just leave it alone.
you can't even pry open a little bit.
No, fam.
Yo.
No, fam. I mean, I got the breathe right. I got breathe right socks on sometimes, but no, fam, ain't what happened.
So the only time Key unveils the feet is when
in the
he's
shower.
in the
That's
shower, and when I'm lotioning to put my socks back on.
That's it.
That's it.
Man.
T, I need a number. I need to know how much it's gonna cost for you to walk up in the shower real quick and snap a photo of them feet.
Or take his socks off when he's sleeping.
That's it.
No, they
That's
said to
it.
touch my feet. She
That's
don't
it.
like feet either. Her and Ken walk around barefoot all day long. But T will not, man, ain't gonna happen. It's a no-go.
That's like the reverse boomerang.
Why you say that?
You remember the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy?
Oh, I don't
you know what it
remember
is?
too much about it. I saw it.
So Eddie Murphy, he had a feet fetish.
Yeah.
Well, not a feet fetish. So basically,
He took that girl's sock off.
The girl be fine, and then he'll move the covers.
Yeah,
see the
he
feet.
rolled
Yeah,
Cover up,
yeah,
feet is
yeah,
jacked
yeah,
up.
yeah.
He'll end the relationship. I don't care how good she
That's right, I
is.
forgot about
If
that,
the
yeah.
feet not right, he not doing it. But when Halle Berry came in there, he pulled it over. He was like, "Oh, yes,
Right.
That's how he knew.
But Q will be the opposite. You
Like, you ain't got no socks on?
What you doing? What you doing?
Why are you putting socks on me? Why are they so high up my leg? Where
Where your socks at?
Shut up and do something.
Keep these socks on.
Right.
I'll be getting icks. But no, I wanted to go about, and a bigger issue with this is not the shoe thing. He laughing, but not the shoe thing. Just on top of the Splash Lagoon party and coming to your thing and participating and everything, I got to give T props.
Yeah.
We butt heads all the time. We always, but I just want to publicly say thank you for making me do some of the things you made me do.
Yeah.
Because my son has his dad. He gets it. We play football. And he was out there. I mean, he was getting it.
Can I make a comment on the
You
football
can.
game?
You
Yo,
can.
hey. Key has put I have a new appreciation for defense.
Why you say that?
Hey, bro, we played the longest flag football game ever.
It was.
We both. So I was artificial quarterback for my team. He was quarterback for his team. Bro, we cannot get a defensive stop to save our life.
Nope.
And make it so bad, like they will all score when they needed to. Like fourth down, like so it came to a point where it's like, all right, no more first downs. You got to score a touchdown in 4 downs. I'm like, all right, now that's gonna make it hard.
Yeah.
Bro, they still scoring.
Wow.
So like, even if you don't have like skills, like it's it's way easier to play offense than it is defense, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's way harder. But, little Ken, he was so small, he playing flag. So it's hard to get the flags. He was trimming. He was the first down monster. Every time he need the first down, I'm like, oh, it's fourth down. He's like, oh, okay. He be out. He turns down. Every time.
But the funny thing was, when we said no first down, he's like, oh, crap. He said it. He's like, oh, crap. No first down.
That's me. That's what I do.
But, yeah, I mean, honestly, it was just watching them and enjoying it. I mean, there was nobody even close to his size out there. There was nobody, and –
That's going to be his whole life, bro.
Huh?
That's going to be his whole life.
I think he going to shoot up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he going to shoot up.
You can see it. You can see it.
I mean, when you see him next to his best friend, you can see it. But, I mean, I think for me, it's just as much as I kick and scream about going to stuff and doing this stuff, is like I would not change it. As soon as we got back from Erie, I'm like, I want to go back. Just for the car ride.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for the car ride. Just for that moment, being normal, of having your family around.
Yeah.
I told my mom, I even said, and I'm not going to cry, but I did last night. I just want to say thank you again for being what you were when I was a kid.
Wow.
But all right, enough of me.
Okay.
Remember when we was in the car? We had a conversation. We went to the car. When we see the game, man. I'm like, memories mean everything, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like we might not realize it while we're in the moment, but the kids, they don't forget stuff like that. Like we can all, you can't always remember. Like, Dad, remember we played flag football that one year? It's gonna be like 10 years ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't remember?
Yep.
Not Junie. I'm sorry. Ray still. Right. Ray still, like, from the day we took him to the game. He still walks around the house now, like, every day. Hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my boy. That's my boy. So, real quick, Chris Lake says, talking about feet up in here. Rex Ryan has entered the conversation. For sure.
No, Rex Ryan has entered and left because I am the antithesis of Rex Ryan. I guarantee you. We ain't talking about feet. We talking about more than I want to. My man Tommy said Brandon Ayuk about to get traded to the Steelers. Oh, yeah, please let it be to the Steelers. Don't read that. I mean, there's an article. There's like a string of articles out there.
I thought I heard that he re-signed with the or he agreed to terms with the Niners.
So they're going back and forth. But the last thing I heard off the GR was Pelissero said it's off the table. I don't know how true it is.
A trade is off the table, or
the trade with the Steelers is off the table. That's what Pelissero is reporting. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the latest of the Ayuk trade. So
I saw a couple of things that it was a what do you call it, a tagline, a attention grabber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Brandon Ayuk will be traded to the Dolphins. Brandon Ayuk will be traded to the Patriots. I'm like,
just mad teams. Yeah,
but
okay.
Speaking of the Patriots, real quick, our guy, the one I convinced you of, Joe Milton.
Yes,
is actually outplaying Drake May.
Yes,
they say he might be a starter over there.
If that happens, I am worried.
If who?
Joe Milton starts and plays, I'm worried.
Really?
He's a mini Josh Allen.
He's way better than Drake May. Wow. Way better.
And dude, he is. That's crazy to me because they went way up to get Drake May, and then you got Milton sitting right there.
They did the same crap when they got Mac Jones.
Yeah, but what worries me about that though, because this is the other side of that. If Drake May gets beat for the job, somebody else is going to want Drake May.
True.
Somebody else in that draft wanted Drake May and just couldn't get up there to get him.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? So now you're talking about a quarterback that can still get traded for a second-round pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's probably at the lowest right now because he was a first-round pick. So if the Patriots have their guy and they can still go back and get the first-round pick value that they gave up to get Drake May back,
what are they going to use it for?
Exactly.
What are they going to use it for?
You know what I'm saying? Because then this turns into, like Tommy was saying, multiple teams are trying to trade for Brandon Ayuk. What if they end up giving up Drake May as part of the deal, and then now San Fran is able to push Drake May to some other team and get something else to help them out? Maybe get another receiver back or trade. So here's a 3-team trade for you I just thought about. So the Niners trade Ayuk to the Patriots, right? They get Drake May as part of the trade. Then they take Drake May and they send him over to Minnesota. Bo Nix ain't that dude. Drake May is better than Bo Nix, right?
They got J.J. McCarthy.
I'm sorry, J.J. McCarthy. Right. So
Bo Nix is in Denver.
Right. So if Drake May goes to Minnesota, he's getting the job.
McCarthy's doing his thing over there.
Don't.
McCarthy's doing his thing over there. Surprisingly, he's doing his thing.
Okay.
I mean, but when I thought about Joe Milton and Drake May now, I'm thinking about Buffalo. Same scenario. Young Benford and Kyrie Elam.
Yeah.
True.
You went head up, and number 1 lost to number 6 or whatever Joe Milton went, like 5th or 7th, whatever he went. But and now, tell me how it was. How did Elam look on Friday? Was he all right?
Who?
Elam.
Bro,
Yeah.
Bro, the whole defense was
Right. Yo, listen, the offense literally, and we got to speed this up because we got like 30 minutes left.
Yeah. He's rushing us.
What? No. I don't like. We have so much to cover in so little time. But yeah, the offense couldn't get anything going. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I saw 2 completed deep passes the whole entire time.
2 deep passes, 2 deep runs.
Yep, that was it.
I mean, you had a little red zone work, but it's red zone work.
Yeah. The only thing I was going to say about that is, just take the players, not you guys, but people who fall for these highlights and these clips and these bites.
Yeah.
MVS had a touchdown on Friday. Now he's miraculously back in the conversation for no. Keon Coleman, these acrobatic catches, they're red zone catches.
Was he even on the field?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out there.
Yeah, he got. He was out there. But
I don't
he
even
had
think I
one
saw
catch
him get much work.
He's fine. No.
And
Keon Coleman, we don't know yet. We've seen these acrobatic catches in the end zone and stuff. I hope it's out. I hope it translates, but we haven't seen it yet. Right. So I don't. What I really don't want is people to be like Kyrie Elam. He's not what we thought. He sucked. No.
Right.
Just take it with a grain of salt until we see what he does on the field.
He can't, baby. It's just can't.
Right. Elam looks the part. He looks like the most athletic corner out there.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? And even with the young guys that we got, like, they look athletic on tape, but Elam is still head and shoulders above all of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? And you can it's just evident on the field. But the one thing I will say about the defense, I fully expect them to carry this team this year. Fully expect it. The way that they played zone coverage against our offense and the way that they rushed the passer against our line, the quarterbacks, had no more than maybe I'd say 1.7 to 2 seconds tops to get that ball off. And if it wasn't getting tipped at the line, it was getting tipped and covered somewhere. Like, there were just no windows.
And Josh Allen is tall. He's one of the taller quarterbacks. So if they was tipping him, like, just imagine like Tua or any other quarterback. Like, man,
little Kyler Murray's in week 1.
Yeah, man, like. Bro, if they keep that, if they ride that, so my worry is, again, like, so going into, like, I'm a little bit worried about the offense, but here's what I think is going to play out. Regular season, the defense is going to carry. Offense is going to do what it needs to do. In the playoffs is where everything matters. I'm not worried about the offense in the playoffs because they're going to do what they do. Yep. If the defense show up in the playoffs, we might be good, man.
Yeah,
we might be good.
One of the things that I do want to point out that I noticed, and I said this to you while we were there, we're gonna see a lot of motion whenever Josh is under center, and if somebody else saw it and they saw something a little bit different, put it in the chat. But every single time that I saw Josh go under center or any other quarterback go under center, and they were in 12 formation. Or even 13, motion every single time.
Yep.
Right? And I said this, I was telling Damaris about this because he asked me how I went too, and I told him about it, and he just kind of made this face like he's just like, all right, okay, But the thing that sticks out about that is, okay, fine. If you want to do motion, I see the benefit in doing that for Josh because Josh doesn't like to turn his back to the defense and give them an opportunity to change something up or give him a different look before he gets his eyes back on them, right? And what motion does is it basically, in some ways, forces the defense to tip their hand just a little bit, right? And Josh is smart enough to pick up on these things. He's got enough experience by now to know what most defenses are trying to do against him regardless. There's nothing new under the sun for him right now after 6 years being in the NFL. But if that's what you're doing every time and that's what you're putting on tape, that is a strong tendency in 12 formation. There's things that you can do defensively to mitigate that. Like, literally, once the league gets to, like, week 4, that's when we start seeing teams adjust to the Bills anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the second biggest thing I would say that gives me pause on offense is you have these tendencies that we're seeing in practice, and I get it's just practice, and I get it's training camp, and I get it's preseason, right? But foundational things like formations, right? You saw more 13 personnel on the field, which I liked, right, because of the versatility. You saw 2 receiver stacks, which I like because of the versatility. You saw trips formations. You saw motions into trips formations. You saw motions out of trip formations. So a lot of the motion that we saw last year, that's a Brady thing for sure, right? And that does help the quarterback. Mm-hmm. At the same time, you have to be able to do more than that, and you have to be able to be effective past all that, because as we saw, the motion stuff, it was great for the first 3-4 games of Brady being offensive coordinator. It looked great against Philly. It looked great against it's what we needed to be able to produce. But once you got into the playoffs, it was like it didn't seem to matter.
Yeah. What other team do that sound like?
Miami.
Exactly.
Right? They was cooking at first.
Yep.
But then when they played them good teams, like, oh, okay, yeah, we got it.
Right.
Shut them down.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Shut them down.
Now here's why, and if I may go into the main topic.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was done.
Okay. So here's why I think all of this means something. Why it all matters. Right. Really quick, Silas says that motion will help get free releases for our wide receivers. Samuel and Coleman will benefit from this the most. Well, see, that's the thing, that they weren't using it in that way. The motions that they were, and even last year, they weren't doing a lot of. I think they might have done that a little bit. They tried to do it with Hardy a couple of times, where he does that speed motion and then kind of takes off in the same way that Miami does with their receivers, right? Mm-hmm. But in practice, it was motion, set, 1 second, and then snap. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe 2 seconds. It depends.
They were set. Miami doesn't set. They were set.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So what the Bills were doing in practice, they were setting. There was no free release for the receivers.
Right.
So why all this matters is this. There was a press conference that I watched of Bobby Babich. Mm-hmm. And in this press conference, I don't remember the questioning that he was asked, but he made reference to what Sean Payton had done with his offenses. Right now, we know Brady comes from that tree, and that's where he cut his teeth initially. Right, and what he said about Sean Payton's offense is Sean Payton, does a lot of things formationally. He mixes up a lot of formations. But a lot of the plays are the same, just run out of different formations, right? And when he said that, it automatically clicked and connected with this positionless receiver group or positionless offense that they were talking about, because essentially it's the same thing. If you have a positionless, offense, what that means is, you have the flexibility to run a bunch of different formations and do a lot of the same plays out of just different formations, right?
What was Dorsey? Was he Earnhardt Perkins or no?
No, he was pro style.
Pro style. Okay.
Yeah, he was pro style. And that's where the 12 came. And I think that's why he got the job too, is because Sean, like, pro style offense is heavy run.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so. The reason all of this kind of bothers me is typically those type of offenses have to take the league by storm, right? On top of that, you have to constantly be innovative with that type of offense in terms of route concepts and adding in little nuances and little tweaks to the offense, every few weeks. You know what I mean? Because you can't keep letting teams get a beat on what you're doing. Now, if you're running a bunch of different formations, same plays, all a defensive coordinator's got to do is watch tape.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yep. If they watch enough tape, they're going to get an idea of what route concepts the Bills are running, out of what formations, and then they start to see the similarities. Oh, So in this trips formation, they just ran the same the same concept as they did out of this 12 formation or 13 formation or 21. You know what I mean? Like it all becomes a little more simplistic than we would like. The other thing it does is it becomes too predictable, right? And when you have an offense that's predictable, it's only a matter of time before that gets exposed. Now, one of the things that we have seen consistently throughout Sean McDermott's career after Brian Daboll is right about that week 4 to week 6 mark, the offense starts to get exposed. They aren't as productive. They start to struggle scoring touchdowns, right? And defensively, same thing happens, right? When we first started this show, I used to talk a lot about how Mike Shula was the senior offensive assistant. I haven't checked if he still is, but his track record as an offensive coordinator, as an offensive person in general in the league, is widely known as the guy who is brilliant in terms of being able to draw plays, but does not do well making in-game adjustments, right? Now, that's something that we've seen this entire time that Sean's been with us. And the entire time that Sean's been with us, Mike Shula was the senior offensive assistant. Again, I don't know if he is this year. I got to check and see if that's the case.
He probably.
Right. But all of this is to say, that's the scheme that we're looking at now, where it's multiple formations, bunch of the same plays just run out of different looks. That's it. And that matches this positionless receiver thing that they've been talking about. And this is what we have to now expect during the season is heavy run game, multiple formations. That's the thing too. Like in practice, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Mac, like the route concepts didn't look bad. They looked way better than Dorsey's, right? But for our defense to perform so well against it, and I'm not saying that our defense is bad. I think we have good players, right? But this early in the game, I'll put it like this, and you guys tell me if you've heard this before. Usually, we hear a bunch of reports of, 1 week it's the offense is ahead of the defense. Then the next week it's the defense is ahead of the offense. Yeah. Then the next week and they just keep switching until we get to preseason game. Right? And even the preseason games, 1 week this, one week this, right? This year, it's been all defense.
Dominated.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is a problem.
No, the funny thing about that is I'll push back on it because they were boosting the offense. We know because we went to the training camp, and you know because you went to the game. That's not the case. The offense has been, I don't want to say a no-show, but they're not where everybody's pumping them up to be.
Right.
They just aren't. And I think that's who's that on the thumbnail? Is that Babbage on your thumbnail?
Yes.
Okay. And Joe Marino, this was interesting. Joe Marino said today on his show that he noticed that Babbage is calling the defense. Babbage has been calling the defense since he's been here. He was here for 10 days. Dude. He said McDermott hasn't even been close to Babbage. He said McDermott says, 3rd down, 3rd and 4, guys. That's it. He said he's never seen him pull him off to the side, never seen him talk to him. So what they do behind closed doors is one thing, but he's letting him full autonomy on the field when they run these drills, when they do one-on-ones. And we saw in that when somebody messes up or doesn't, 40 times speed.
Yeah.
What the f are you doing?
That shocked me because from what I was hearing about Babbage, he's a player's coach, right? He really got a good relationship with the players and stuff like that. Everybody like him. He seemed really, really cool. But I love that when they mess up, he get in their butt just like he celebrated. I love that.
He's like the defensive side of Daboll.
Yeah. Which I was shocked because I didn't think, since that was one of my reserves was like, oh man, maybe he's too nice. When they mess up, what is he gonna do? But when I saw him get in their butt, I'm like,
they said he brings the juice.
Right. Now, conversely, what did we see from Brady?
Not a lot,
exactly,
man.
It wasn't a lot. Exactly. It wasn't the same amount of energy that he shows in the pressers.
He said that as well.
Who said
Joe Marino said that as well.
Yeah, like it just seems like he's been way low energy this offseason.
I don't know if they're the offensive if they're getting it from the coaches. Like this is like a domino effect where you're giving this, so this is what we're giving, and Bobby Babbage is pushing all this energy and the defense absorbing it and they putting it out there. But Man, I don't know, man. Like
It's
to your point, we said about the formations. I'm hoping what they do is the reverse, because what reverse is what Kansas City do. Instead of running the same play out of different formations, they'll take the same formation and run multiple different looks.
But I was going to say that the Bills did that under Daboll. That's what we were known for.
Right.
Aaron Hurt Perkins was that.
Because that works, because you see the play. Oh, wait a minute. Is it this one?
It's
Is it this
something
one?
completely
You
different.
don't know.
Right.
So
You know what else they have? All option routes. A whole bunch of option routes.
Yeah.
So even when it's the same formation,
Right.
it's all about leverages. It's all about on the fly. I'm going this way because he's there.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why I say it was a hired offense to play in, because there wasn't a lot of terminology. It wasn't a lot of the play call was simple. You know, it was a 4 or 5 to 8 different word cadence, and then that's it. Whereas now you got these long wordy things that Gruden probably would he say splooged over, but. You know, and that's like you said. That's the big difference between what we saw before and this what we have now. We got a lot of motion. We got a lot of this. We got a lot, but it really ain't doing nothing.
and I'm hoping, like, I give these guys a lot of credit. Like, to me, like, they're professionals, right? They're in the NFL. They get paid. This is what they do. This is their job. They got to know what we know, because we're on the outside looking in, right? You got to know if teams know what you're going to do. If it's already predictable. So if you don't make the change, that's a foul. That's a foul. So I'm hoping that they don't do that they'll be stuck in their ways and keep running the same thing when they know it's not working. I hope they be versatile and use that, hey, let's roll multiple different looks out of this formation.
Right.
Yeah.
And that works because the usual temptation or the usual tendency is to see a formation and expect a specific play out of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're kind of doing it in reverse, where it kind of makes it easier for a defender, where we do multiple formations, same plays.
Everybody turns into Gabe Davis.
That's what I'm saying. Basically, you know, it's like I don't even have to pay attention to what the formation is, because I know, you know what I'm saying?
This is what he's been doing. These
Our-
two things
our-
He's
all-
going to run these 3 plays,
Right.
no matter what.
Exactly.
These 3 routes
Say-
is he going to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
and it's funny, quiet as I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go
I was
ahead.
quiet as kept. I was thinking about taking Gabe. I'm like,
Yo, me too.
I was like,
didn't want to do it.
Y'all ain't going to take him in the Jacksonville offense?
No,
I-
their quarterback has to prove he can be better.
that's part of it.
Y'all don't like Trev?
No.
I love Trev.
Really?
He got it, man.
Laura, don't listen to him.
He got it.
Laura,
I'm telling
don't listen to him.
Trev got
And don't
it.
auto draft.
Trev got it. He got it.
In my mind, if he didn't have it with Calvin Ridley, I just don't know. Like Gabe Davis to me is a downgrade from Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was it Christian Kirk? They don't have Zay
Yeah,
Jones
Christian
anymore
Kirk
either.
is still there.
Zay Jones is going to, I think.
No, but they got your boy out of LSU they drafted.
yeah, so they're probably gonna push Zay back on the depth chart.
Well, Zay's gone, I think.
Yeah, Zay's gone.
Zay's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brian Thomas, they say he's
So
they say he's not a dominant
So
player.
they're gonna roll with Brian Thomas, Gabe, and Christian Kirk.
Yep.
But don't they got new coaching staff?
No.
No,
No,
they got the
same-
same head coach, same offensive coordinator.
They got Travis Etienne. That's the only other person we're not mentioning. And Evan Ingram, I think.
Yeah,
is-
they still got Evan Ingram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
that's
they
their
had
offense.
another offensive coordinator.
So Gabe, he would be a later season acquisition. I have to see him do stuff for more than one game before.
I'm putting out there right now.
Uh-oh.
Gabe Davis will be
You say number one, I'm turning everything
the
off.
top targeted wide receiver.
All right, good night, folks. It's been real.
No, he said in Jacksonville. In Jacksonville.
Even still,
That's
it's been
fair.
real, folks.
What?
All right.
I'm telling you, Key, watch. I'm telling you.
I can see it. I mean, the money they gave him, they kind of have to in a way.
Because here's the thing. We know what Gabe is good at and what he's bad at, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen if you're a defense? Who are you looking for on the defense? If you're defensive.
Christian Kirk.
And Brian Thomas.
Yeah. Deep
And
guys.
Etienne.
Right. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I think he's going to eat just because everybody is going to be focused on somebody else.
But that's how it was here.
And that's how Gabe eat. You focus on Steph, I'm gonna kill you.
He didn't.
On him, I'm gonna kill you. I mean,
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I really did. I was like, damn, Gabe.
I'm telling you, man, you should have got him.
I was like, if I push this button, I tell, hey, he gonna crucify me.
You pick who?
He like, fam, you can't come on the soda tomorrow.
I think I really think he gonna be like the top targeted guy there. I really do.
Like-
Because of the dynamic of the team.
Yeah, just remember this day when we had this conversation, and he does something. I'm like, I told you. But he's like
Gabriel Davis.
But he's like Will Levis to me. I mean, I'm like Will Levis. Ooh,
yeah.
but I got to see him do it.
Right.
You know, even though you got Ridley, even though you got Hopkins, even though Hopkins
He
hurt
had
now.
some games last year, though, man.
Did you see the pass he had? It's all over X.
What?
He dropped it in the bucket to who was it to?
This year? In
In
training camp?
training camp. I mean, it was a bomb.
I don't
He dropped
doubt
it right in the bucket in double coverage.
I don't doubt it.
It was sick.
That's
But
a
I'm
bad
like,
boy, man.
and me and Greg Thomas said, he was like, well, look at his weapon. I was like, but still, I got to see. I'm not the kind of guy that really just, let me just take it on a whim.
Right.
I got to see it first, get my foot in.
Right.
And then I take it. That's why I missed the boat sometimes. But you know what happened to my quarterbacks last year in that league. I had 3 quarterbacks. I lost them all. He threw me a lifeline. Who was it? Was it
Joshua Dobbs.
Josh Dobson? I was like, oh, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you. Because I had like Zach Wilson, and that was my starter. And he wasn't even playing.
Yeah.
I was down bad.
Shit, I was worse. I had a team that could actually compete in the playoffs, and I traded away the best chance I had some kind of consistency.
Really?
Dude, Joe Burrow got hurt. Who else did I have? Man, I had Joe Burrow. I had Anthony Richardson got hurt mad early.
Yep.
Those are my top 2 quarterbacks, and then I had one other guy, I forget who it was. But I figured, okay, Zach Wilson has to be the starter now because Aaron Rodgers is gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? So all right, I'll trade you Josh Dobbs and I'll get something in return that I needed. I forgot what the trade ended up being, but Josh Dobbs ended up starting for like 2 different teams after I gave him to him. He was scoring points all over the place. I'm like, what the?
I'm going to lose, but I'm still going to win. I don't care.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, I just feel I got burned so bad last year with quarterbacks. Yeah. I'm scared of Will Levis. I'm scared of even Russell Wilson. He's sitting. I'm like, he's only gonna start for like 3 games.
So,
I don't want.
So you just picking guys that you like confident in, like, all right, he's gonna.
Guys that I feel like have shown a trajectory.
Okay.
You know, like I wouldn't take a JJ McCarthy. I thought about it, but I'm like, why would I do that? He's
I told you who my
sleeper.
sleeper is. I'm not gonna say it on air, but I told you who my sleeper is for rookie quarterbacks. I think he's gonna have a big year in fantasy.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, that boy gonna pop.
I'm interested.
You got to tell me this afterwards. I don't think I remember who you said.
I don't know. I think you told me yesterday. I don't think you know, but I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So no, I can't wait for that league. I can't wait for seeing what teams get constructed because I am not going to get burned by Aaron Rodgers like I did last year. I made it, man. Like Aaron Rodgers.
It's like literally everybody in the world is saying this about Aaron Rodgers.
There's a couple players that I will avoid like the plague.
Yeah.
I will never draft him again. Amari Cooper, Joe Mixon. They are on my do not draft list.
Joe Mixon.
Who?
Amari Cooper.
Joe Mixon.
Oh yeah, every year
I will never draft those guys.
Yep,
you know,
never
I
again.
got good with Amari Cooper one time.
Did you?
1 year I was good, and I have him on my auction league because no, you know why?
Why?
Because it gives you like 5 seconds to make a nomination.
Yeah.
And I missed my fight, and I was like, no, and I got him for like $2. Like no, I wanted somebody else to get him. Why do I have him on my team? Because I was like, wait, what do you mean? Where'd my guy go? And I scrolled back and said, you have been awarded. I'm like, motherfucker. I gotta. That might be Gabe Davis right there. I gotta rectify this one.
Maybe. Laura says, I'm drafting by my heart, but what you said about VPG running second string and practicing as a guard shook me. That was rude, LOL.
Yeah, I mean, because I am a SVBGQR.
Whoa.
He's got too many letters.
That's weird to me, man.
What?
That he's
A center, a guard.
I thought he was like I know some people wanted him to start, but I said, he probably a shoo-in for the backup center. Mm-hmm. But like, what is they doing, man?
It's a club, man.
Now let
I'm
me
convinced.
Let me ask you this: from what I've been hearing at camp, is it that he's not performing the way he's supposed to, or he's just not there yet? Is it a effort thing, or is it just people are better than him?
It's not an effort thing. It's more so of him having a strong understanding of what's being asked of him technique wise.
Okay.
And scheme wise, I would categorize, not playbook necessarily, but just you know, understanding the scheme in general. You know what I mean? Because everybody talks about how smart he is and how quickly he can pick things up. But again, they're looking for guys to be polished. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anybody who has more experience in this offense, they're going to value more because that's what Sean wants. He wants guys who know the scheme and know the offense and have polish with it. Yeah. And that's why he doesn't trust rookies. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like the thing with Deion Dawkins and Trey White and Even Levi Wallace when we got him, because I think he ended up starting as a rookie. Like the thing you have to realize about those dudes is when they were drafted, they had very high floors. Those are usually the rookies that end up starting, is guys who have high floors. Typically, guys who have high floors don't have high ceilings. The only guy that they've ever drafted that has a high ceiling and a low floor is Josh. That has come in and, well, actually, no, I'm sorry, I can't even say that, because Nathan Peterman was starting in front of Josh. That real talk.
Saying, every rookie that I know, if it wasn't by design, like somebody got hurt,
Yeah.
he put them
Right. They sit and wait. They sit and wait.
That's how, for me, like I just said about fantasy football, I gotta see it.
right.
But when I'm doing a real live investment, like a draft pick in real life, in real time, as my football club, you're gonna probably play.
Right.
That's just the nature of the beast. And I have no money to spend. You're gonna play. Cole Bishops, and this is the perfect team for you to go and play because they have no other solutions. Keon Coleman. We should have been asked because there's nobody that's opposing you.
Yeah.
And he named him by name. I want Van Pran.
Yeah, he did. I know.
He wanted him.
Yeah.
You said you wanted this guy. Yep. He's here. You got him.
Right.
Here you go.
What are you doing with him?
Homer's like, I guess I'm going to take 66 over him because I like his elbow sleeves. They said in print, they said he had a bad snap with what's the guy?
Trubisky.
They had one bad snap. Like, so?
Should I put him in the doghouse?
I guess so.
You're right.
I thought you were ready to go. Clearly, you're not.
I
But Alec Anderson's ready to go.
Right, he's definitely ready to go because he's trying to fight everybody.
Yeah.
But then I think it was Shout was talking about. They were running down to the positions and they were talking about Josh. They talked about Trubisky, and then they had the nerve to mention Buechele. I'm like, why are we even wasting time with this dude?
Yeah, listen. I am pulling for my man Buechele, man.
To do what?
Man, I want him to be the 2, but it's probably not gonna happen. But
why?
Cause man, I don't know. He got a little swagger with him, man.
Well, we gotta talk about this off air.
But I ain't gonna lie. At the red and blue game, this quarterback took off. I'm like, look at Buechele. It was like, yo, that's Trubisky. I was like,
yeah. Dang. He scored a whole touchdown.
Trubisky's fast.
I was like, yeah, it's over. I just saw that.
He did say that.
Yeah, it's over.
But you gotta remember, Trubisky was a fast quarterback in North Carolina. He was
out. I'm like, yeah, look, go ahead, Buechele. That's Trubisky.
You can't tell.
I'm like,
Trubisky's taller too.
Man,
they don't look alike. Trubisky's taller.
So
thanks for busting that bubble.
Tell me if y'all notice this. Doesn't Connor McGovern remind you of Jeff Hangartner? Where and just from the sense of not really great at anything, just tall, not big, not a great center at all, but somehow the Bills just kept trusting this dude. They kept doing it. It was like, you know what I mean? Like we've seen, and then we got lucky enough to get Eric Wood. He eventually replaced this dude. But it's amazing how cyclical things have been with this team. And I mean, this is my team. I can talk about him like that. It's kind of like, that's my brother. Only I can talk about him. Right. But it's amazing how many things just tend to not make sense. But the funny part is when they do things that make sense to us, it works.
Right.
Like how many times have we said put him here? Don't put him as a safety. Put him as a linebacker, or don't put him as a running back. Put him as a wide. And we see these things work. Don't run the ball on first down. Throw the ball on first down, and it works. Right. It's the NFL has officially reached the point where their consumers know too much. The consumers know, with all the content that's available to us, with all the data that's available to us now, that's readily available at our fingertips, it is no longer, just ignore everybody time for the NFL. They have to start respecting that the people watching the product know a little something about it. And when we speak up and say, yo, stop doing something stupid, maybe you should respect it a little bit more than you do.
Or at least give us the benefit of doubt and try it and see what happens.
Exactly. Exactly. So, All right. Anything else before we close out?
I got a lot, but I gotta go. So.
We got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes.
I don't want this 3 minutes turn to another. Like, you know what? I'm not coming, guys. I'm on YouTube, and you can see me. I'm healthy, but.
All right. Yeah. That's the joint, right? I gotta turn it down though before I blast everybody's eardrums off.
The moment you guys waited for, the 90 seconds.
The 90 seconds of fame.
He rehearsed it, thought he had it. Did not.
Yeah. All right. If you're hearing that music, you know what time it is. It's time for us to get up out of here. So, if you haven't done this already, please like, subscribe, hit that bell, make that thing.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
So you can get notifications when we send notifications like the one we sent this past week. For all you that this past week, for all you that tuned in that day, thank you very much for doing that.
What's up, ring-a-ling-a-linging? Because y'all was rocking with us. 400 plus views on an impromptu show.
That was nice. I was scared for a minute. We had one episode that was like stuck at 666 views.
Oh, did you see it? Did you see on my notes?
No.
I'm the 667.
Are you really?
I had to change that.
No.
I can't have it.
No.
You're right.
I can't have it.
I thought about it, but I'm like,
right here.
Should that really count? Should I do it? You know?
Look what I highlighted.
Yeah. He said, no way, Jose.
No, I can't do it.
Oh my God. Laura said, I'll hit you at 3 or 6 a.m. when I'm ready to argue.
Yeah.
All right, that'll work. Because that's usually when I'm
I'll still be waiting on the plane.
All right. So listen, basketball truth and knowledge. If you like basketball and you're looking for a podcast to check out, my oldest son, Junior, our producer here, has got his own podcast. He's on top of this stuff like white on rice. Like if you need to know something basketball, he got the information. So hit up the podcast, ask some questions, and get some answers and learn a little bit of something. All right. OLI has officially won some money. Speaking of OLI, where's he been? I ain't seen him in a minute.
Well, he does work during the show.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. All right. Tibonius Lex said, I be hitting the bell, but then the show will be like 15 minutes late. Now, you right.
And that bell will tell you.
You right.
That bell will tell you.
Can't argue with that. You right. All right. So listen, Fantasy Football League invite is in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right in there. If you have any questions at all, hit that email, hit us up. That goes directly to all of us. Laura said YouTube notifications are trash. Maybe, yeah. They don't always tell you everything right when it happens. It is kind of weird like that. You got to like go in and check. But with that being said, we would love for all of you, to take a shot. Join the league. We got 8 spots left. Okay, 8 spots. So get in where you fit in. With that being said, this has been the Post Podium Podcast, sponsored by Ree's Tea, the best tasting tea in town. That link is in the description also. If you want some tea, you can buy it by the case. You can buy singles. However, just get you some tea already. It's delicious, man. We killed it at this event this past Saturday, too. We was, left and right, these bottles is flying off the shelf, all right? This has been the Postpodium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac.
40 keys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
That's it. Thank y'all very much for tuning in tonight. We'll see y'all on Friday. Friday, right? Friday?
I'll be here.
Okay. And you got something to do.
You got something to do.
Okay.
Today.
All right.
I'll be here.
All right. I will be here as well. We'll see y'all Friday. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good night.
Deuces.